Hi, Judy from Witchpeace Craft. Welcome to today's video, my yarn adventures for the week. My first adventure, of course, is I've got home today and I've got Happy Mail acquisitions, or one is quite Happy Mail. I've unbagged them because of the noise. Sorry, there's a bit of noise outside because my neighbours have decided to gurney their driveway, steam clean it. And it's right next to this side of the house, so it might get a bit noisy, so I apologise in advance. So I got home and I had this bag, and it was airmail delivered from Herrschners. After sorting out all our issues and taking over 14 weeks to get things sorted and getting a full refund, which I was really happy with, it was sorted, done, I moved on. But Herrschners decided, because of all the trouble and everything, they sent me the yarn I ordered free of charge, airmail, so I got it really quickly. I actually ordered Super Saver Ombre in Sea Coral. I had some in my stash. I needed a bit more because I wanted to make a campfire cardigan. They have now sent it me free of charge, apologising. There's no real note with it, but I got an email apologising for everything taking so long, which was really nice of them. But I've lost interest in making the campfire cardigan, especially in this colour. I love this colour and I'm starting to really hate it. Anyway, that was Happy Mail from Herrschners. Now, I'd ordered yarn from Bendigo Woollen Mills, which is in Victoria, further south in Australia. It's mainly wool. I don't think they do acrylic. I'm not sure. I wanted this Bloom yarn. It's called Bloom. Now, my complete order, some of it's on back order. That's what I like, when the supplier lets me know straight away. It's not available, it can go on back order or they can cancel it. But they let me know and it's on back order because I want it. But they have sent me, without waiting for the back order, the rest of what I ordered, which is great. That's at their expense. Now with Bendigo, if you spend over $50 Australian, that's for Australia, I don't know about internationally, you get free delivery, of which I did. I ordered 2 balls of, Bloom. I get hiccups every time I do a video. I'll put a link to their website and shop so you can check them out. Now, it's 100% pure wool. It's not too bad. It's really not quite soft. I've had worse, but I wanted this. This color is called Sunrise. There you go. Now, if you want to check out a review on this yarn, Colors of the Outback, Mel, she's a small channel, did a review recently, a really great review on this yarn. So check it out and you can see what it's like. She discovered, by buying this yarn, she's actually allergic to wool. So there you go. She did make something up, but I'm not sure if she'll be using the rest because she's fairly allergic to it, which is handy to know. But there you go. They sent my 2 Bloom. Now, the other thing I ordered, and I'm running out of room here, they had on special their calico Bendigo bags, and I bought 3. I thought they'd make a great project bag, so I'm keeping 1 for me, and I have 2 for future giveaways or Happy Mail. I don't know. Tell me if you like a Bendigo bag. I think they're pretty cute. They're just calico with the details. It's always nice for a project bag. And they were like, I don't know, on sale for $2, which is really cheap. So that was my acquisitions for the week. It was a nice surprise to get the Bloom, and it was lovely to get the free yarn, I guess you'd say, for all my trouble from Herrschners. I'm surprised at Bloom because it was really quickly, and I really do want this. I've just got to hope I can get the Shigu knitting needles in time for me to make what I want to make. So, the big yarn adventure, the 80s Kids Mail. Now, there's an 80s Kids Mail that's been hosted for quite some time by Chell Crochet and Arctic Crafts. Oh, and her name escapes me. She hasn't got a very big channel. I'll put a link to all the channels everywhere in the description below so you can check these things out. But check out Arctic Crafts. I've been watching her lately because, is it Bente? Can't remember. Because she's doing Arctic summer videos and I love the Arctic. Many years ago, for my 50th, we went on a trip and we did quite a long trip and we toured Norway and Sweden and Finland. And every time I watch one of our Arctic summer videos, I want to go again. So yeah, the 80s kids smell. Well, for those of you who've been following me for a while, you know I went out and bought all the brightly coloured yarn. You know, that was the colours in the 80s to do this pattern. But I didn't read the pattern properly because all this ice cream sundae is hand sewn. And I do not sew well. So got the yarn, but I didn't do that pattern. So it got me thinking about the 80s, you know, Googled. I remember leg warmers and going to aerobics because my eldest son was born in 1980 and my youngest son was born in 84. So for me, it was stay-at-home mum with kids, trying to keep fit, juggling everything. But there's one thing from the 80s that stuck with me. And I thought, I wonder if I can get the pattern. You couldn't Google it, you couldn't get it on Google, but I got the pattern. It is the Twisties jumper. Let me explain. In the 1980s, this pattern was included in a packet of Twisties in Australia. These are Twisties that are cheesy snacks. I'm not sure if you get them overseas, but the pattern was included in this. Now, the advertising campaign, I don't know if you can see, because it's not a very good picture, featured the old lady knitting directly from the sheet. And the tagline was, "Life's pretty straight without Twisties." But, oh, it was rampant. The kids loved it. And one of my friends, and I hope she's watching, Janet Freckleton in Western Australia, used to nag me to knit this for the boys. She'd say to the boys, "Don't you want a Twisties jumper?" And I wouldn't knit it. It just drove me crazy for ages about it. Well, Janet, guess what? I've knitted it. Ta-da! I'll go into detail. To get the pattern, originally Twisties was owned by Smith Snack Foods, and in 2017 they were bought out by PepsiCo. So I thought I'd email PepsiCo customer service, remind them about the pattern and what I could remember, and ask them if they had a copy on file, would they email it to me? Guess what? In less than 24 hours, PepsiCo sent me the pattern and wished me well and good luck knitting it. Now, basically, it has all the details and there's a graph on how to do the word Twisties. I blew that up to A3 and pinned it to a board because of my failing eyesight. There's heaps of sizes from A to H. I made the smallest size, which took 4 100-gram balls of yellow, 1 red and 1 white, all 100 grams, all 3-way or 8-ply. Now, originally it was made in Peyton's Totem. I'm not sure if it's discontinued or just very difficult to get. But in Cairns, I could only get cheap Marvel 8-ply enough in the colours I wanted to get moving because I wasn't going to have a lot of time. But, guys, this is my 80s kids now, my Twisties jumper. Now, you might say it's just a jumper, but I have never knitted a jumper like it. I haven't done one since the boys were little. The reason being, and I will put a photo at the end so you get a good look at it, is you start at the bottom here and you make the front. And then you make back and the sleeves. But all these bands that are, including the bottom, are knitted separately and you have to sew them on. I wish I'd known that. And to be honest, it's not an exact replica because I couldn't work out the way they do the bands. I don't know if you can see it in there, but they do them and you do them long. And the bits in between the ribbing, like you get the rib and then that bit is red. And I just couldn't work it out. For the life of me, I just could not work out how you got the red the way they did it and knitted it long. So I just did normal bands and sewed them on. Now, having said the pattern is very different, there is a few gaps. Like they tell you to make cuffs, but they don't tell you how many to cast on. So yeah, my 80s number one item for the kids' mail is my Twisties jumper. Like I said, there'll be pattern at the end. I made the smallest, a picture at the end. I made the smallest size. So Janet Freckleton, I hope you're watching. I made the Twisties jumper. While I was waiting for PepsiCo, because I thought they'll either won't get back to me or it'll take forever, the other thing that was popular in the 80s, and it was my youngest son's favourite show, was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I got onto YouTube and made a Ninja Turtle beanie, fun beanie. This is made in Premier DK weight yarn for a little guy. Now, Ninja Turtles, I did a bit of research. My youngest son was crazy about them. They started out in 1984 and they were appearing in comic books. And then the designers and development, whoever came up with the idea of doing Ninja Turtles, decided they would get into merchandising and make little figures. Having said that, this is how much my son was into Ninja Turtles. He has let me have 2 of his little models off his desk. His favourite was Raphael. Now he has Ninja Turtle stuff in the original boxes that many years ago my mother bought for him. They're in storage. I would have loved to have shown you the Ninja Turtle motorbike, but he always looked after the stuff and my mother used to spoil him rotten buying this stuff. But they're his precious items. I've been told I have to return them tonight. So for those of you who may not know, Raphael wore the red headband, Michelangelo was the orange, Leonardo was the blue, and Donatello was the purple. Now the beanie I found on YouTube is how to crochet a Ninja Turtle hat tutorial by Dream 9 Designs, and it was a dream to make. This is a great tutorial. So if you're looking for a fun beanie for a little boy, this is ideal, especially, his head's a little big and his cheeks are a bit chubby, my model, but especially if he's into Ninja Turtles. So there you have it, my 2 80s kids mails that I did. I've really been getting into this vintage knitting and crocheting. I'm really enjoying it, and it all started with that 40s tea cozy sent to me by Karen Wright. I'm now knitting the Doctor Who, which is a 70s scarf, which is 60 days. I'm posting a photo on Instagram. It's getting pretty long. I've done the 80s, and today I was checking out the 1950s. I was actually looking, because a lot of it's knitting. I'm trying to find a 1950s crocheting pattern. But boy, I really had fun. And I really think Debbie Canadian Crochetto, who mentioned the 80s kids mail, I love a mail. That's why I like watching Madonna Ballard's Yarny Good News, because now she tells you all the mals and cows that are on, and I can check them out, and if I want to join in, I can, because I often miss quite a few due to the time difference. But yeah, thanks guys for hosting the 80s kids mail. I really enjoyed it. And I can take photos and say, I finally made the Twisties jumper. Yes. My son in London, who's 40, would be too embarrassed to wear something like that. He's very trendy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my yarn adventures for this week. I certainly did. I'm like everyone else. I'm liking Crojo. When this finished, it was like, oh, I have got the Phoenix cowl to get on with that I put aside because it's very difficult for me, and I want to take it easy and do it. Even if it takes me all year, I want to do a good job of it. But yeah, It's been fun. So make sure you take care of each other and you have one crafty day. Until next time, bye for now.